A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
What? Hey. Yeah. Mike.
Hump day. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nels, Tommy Orts with you on a hump day. Welcome to July.
Hey.
Look at Camille Davis immediately jumping in. She's loving the dance moves. She didn't hear the music at first, but then I hit the button. So now she can hear the music. I love it. What's up, Tommy? Tommy Wirtz here. Mitch Nellis here. Who's calling on line 11? Is that like our hotline? Do we have somebody calling in our hotline? Somebody calling to yell at us? I don't know how that works. I don't know who even has that number. Line 11.
No one answering over there.
No
Sorry,
one there?
I didn't even know. Hey.
Let's go.
Am I?
In this dancer. Yep. You're feeling it today.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hey,
Hey, bud.
July.
Yeah. July 1.
July as a month, top 3?
Oh, just overall, as a month of the year.
Top 3 months?
Do we take out loved ones' birthdays? Like birthdays can't be part of it.
Yeah, I think like a general
'Cause that skews
population,
things, yeah.
like elite, like we're born in February, worst month of the year.
Right.
Worst month of the year.
Except we have the Super Bowl.
We do get the Super Bowl.
But
we
get a lot of like President's Day. Ooh.
Right.
All right, so here's the only negative I'm going to say about July. July is like the fourth hits so early, and then it's like
good point.
The doldrums of summer, like it's hot. Now, granted, in Wisconsin, we love the summer and we want to be out all the time.
It is
even when it's 94 degrees.
But it's also hot every day, which is cool to get to a month where it's like, hey, I don't really need to check because it's going to be warm at this point every day. So I think July is a top 3 month for me. I think it is. And baseball All-Star game used to mean something. Remember that? That used to be fun.
Yep.
Maybe not as much anymore, but home run derby still great.
Yep.
Can
I go sideways on a texter immediately?
Oh, okay.
Okay. 920 writes in because I just was doing my crossover with Brandon and Rami and Kuhn. And I said, if you were listening at 6:30, you heard me. And now I'm here again noon to 2 because I was on the morning show. And he says, listening at 6:30, I was listening to the national guys. There was no local sports until 9. You must be listening on WNFL, which is totally cool. Part of the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network after 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Before 9 a.m., it's not, okay? There's a different show starting Monday that's not part of the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, but we were here. So if your YouTube works or your Facebook or your Instagram or your Twitter or your Odyssey radio app or your iHeartRadio app or any of the other ways to listen to the radio except for on the radio, you could have been listening. And remember, if you're watching us on the Growth Law video stream. It's right. Yep. Oh, nicely done, Tommy.
I remembered the direction I had to go last time.
It's like, am I mirroring or am I like, no, I don't, it's very confusing. So for those, if you're listening now up at our friends, WNFL, we love you all. You're great. Remember, we all have choices and we make choices. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. I was here this morning. I'm back here now.
Nice.
And I'm still, I still believe Joey Ortiz is the best hitter in the history of Major League Baseball.
Wow. Okay.
All right,
so we're going right
he's
there.
Not relaxed.
But hear me out. Hear me out.
All right.
I am.
There's Ortiz, a high chopper to right base hit. One runs in. Here comes Mitchell. The throw is late.
That's it. Larry's got to be thinking, what is going on out here? There's not been a lot of good contact by the Brewers, but contact nonetheless.
Mitch.
Yep. Made contact.
I
got 2 runs in.
Also feel like I am turning a corner on Joey Ortiz. I am not.
Is it because he's not starting? I mean, he hasn't been starting every day for 2 months now.
Did you miss Cooper Pratt yesterday?
I didn't.
I didn't.
Yeah.
And again, I've also said this. I don't know if that makes Joey Ortiz good, but Joey Ortiz, when competition came up, is playing a whole lot better. And every time he plays defense, he just looks good, man. He looks smooth. He is obviously the best defensive player on the team. I know he's got 7 errors this year. That's a little bit of an inflated stat just based on, the amount of action he gets and, the big, like the one his latest error, he was just trying to make a play and it was a single and an error, right?
Yep.
So it was going to be a hit.
It was a single and an error.
He was trying to make a play.
Yep. And it would have been an amazing play.
He's already the best defensive third baseman on the team, and he's the best defensive shortstop on the team. I'm sure if you put him at second base, he would be rivaling Bryce Terang with how good he is at defense. Yes. I don't think he's that good.
Right.
All right?
Neither do I, for the record.
But
it sure is nice 2 nights in a row have big hits.
Also, Brewers games are more fun when Joey Ortiz is good.
Yeah.
That's just a fact.
Well, and here's what I said on the morning show today, and I believe this. I don't know that, again, we don't believe he's that good, but there's a little bit of Josh Hader in him in that they can't take him off this roster. He has to be on this team. I assume everybody liked Rengifo, but they didn't need Rengifo. I assume everybody likes David Hamilton. But if David Hamilton were the key piece of a trade, it'd be sad, but it wouldn't. If they traded or sent down Joey Ortiz, that would be a big deal. Did you see how happy they were 2 nights ago when he hit that home run against the Reds? This team has Joey Ortiz's back. He is part of the blood of this team, and they cannot make a Josh Hader mistake with Joey Ortiz the way they did with Hader.
Also, team is more fun when this guy is good.
Line to left. This one has eyes down. 1 run scores. The Brewers have the lead.
Oh, Sal Frelick, that was.
Dude, Sal is raking, and there's nothing you can say about that because that is fact. He's not hitting for power. You could say that.
Well, he's not hitting for home run power,
right,
to be fair. He does have 8 doubles, I believe, this month.
Does he have 8 doubles?
He's 8 doubles in the month of June, or last month he had 8 doubles, I guess now. That's going to take me a second. But over the last 7 games, you're looking at a guy who's 9 for his last 18, 500. Would you take that? I would take that. Sure. His last 2 weeks, 15 games.
I want the whole month. I got the whole month right here.
310, 376, 417 slash line. A guy who
in June?
In the last 30 games.
Right, but in June, he was 348.
Okay.
416, 464, 879.
Great month.
That's a great month. That's not a good month. That's a great month. And if Sal, he's not going to hit 350 in July, but if he evens things out and he now up to 252, that is the highest his average has been this season since day one when he went 1 for 3. He went 1 for 3 on day one. Since then, 252 is the highest he's been batting average. His OPS is up to 664. Not great. Again, we'd like to get north of 700, but he's on his way after being at 595 to start the month. He's now up to 664, up 70 points in the month. Ooh, I'll take that.
I'll take that. And it's still got, still a lot of fun when this guy's good.
To make his major league debut for the Brewers this
season. Shut up, Sophia.
Drafted.
How about this shot from Bowers, number 15? He's 3 for 3 against Louder.
All right, I love you, Sophia. I'm just kidding, but it was Jake's moment.
It was Jake's moment.
Yes, Rake Bowers with the crush. Absolutely fantastic.
So Mitch Nellis, the Brewers, in the month of let's go back to April. Okay. Yeah. In the month of April, the Brewers hit the least amount of home runs in Major League Baseball in the entire month of April.
Yep.
They hit 15 home runs that whole month. In the month of May, the Brewers hit the least amount of home runs for the month in all of Major League Baseball. They hit 18 home runs. In the month of June, Mitch Nellis, the Brewers were tied for the 8th most home runs in all of baseball and hit 38 home runs.
Okay.
They had a team OPS of .830. That was the second best in Major League Baseball. They had an on-base percentage of .359. That was the best in all of baseball, and they hit .281 as a team. That is the best in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are concerns at times about this team's offense, for sure. And we talked about it yesterday. Churio striking out a little bit too much. Terang striking out too much. Yelich is a whole nother story, which we will get to. When Ortiz and Hamilton are in the lineup, there are issues on offense for sure. And Pratt started out hot and then really cooled off. But overall, this team offensively has played very well, above average, and with a pitching staff that's unbelievable. And you have an above average. Listen, that's what gets you to the second best record in Major League Baseball. They're not just in first place. They have the second best record in Major League Baseball, second only to the LA Dodgers. That means this team is legitimate. That means this team is real. We are at July 1st. We're not at Memorial Day anymore. We're not at June 1st. We're at July 1st. We know how well this team played in July and August last year.
Over halfway through the season.
Right. That doesn't mean they'll do it again. But how well this team has played and the potential for them to play. 414 writes in, when will Brewers fans quit acting like they are cheering for a little league team? This is professional baseball, and Joey Ortiz shouldn't be on the team. I will disagree with that. I agree. Joey Ortiz should not be a full-time starter on a Major League Baseball team.
Correct.
We all agree. And guess what? He's not. He was. And they realized he shouldn't be, and he's not anymore.
And another thing can be true. They should probably focus on, hey, if we could get a different guy on that left side of the infield and make this team better, then that should be a priority at some point.
All right, I'm going to throw this out to you because I'm going to go on a tangent real quick. If it was Caleb Durbin, what would you say?
Oh, good
Caleb
question.
Durbin's OPS is up to 679. He had a June where he was as good as Sal Frelick, and he's up to 7 home runs after being the worst player in the league in April. He is actually raking for the Boston Red Sox right now.
Okay,
would you take Durbin back for AA pitcher?
Ooh, I was gonna make it even more fun. Would you trade Joey Ortiz for Caleb Durbin right now? Right?
I mean, so Durbin's your starting third baseman in that case,
right?
Probably, maybe. I don't know. So
it's tougher. It feels tougher in that way. And again,
but again, I'm torn about the whole in the locker room situation with Joey. I think Joey has to be on this team this year.
So the 414 had a second part of that text come in, and now is saying read the rest of it. But it did come in 2 minutes later. 414. Just so you're aware. Do you want the team to win a World Series, or just keep guys on the team because some millionaire's feelings might get hurt if they let his buddy go?
But
I don't. First of all. The Brewers do keep winning. They, as Mitch just said, they're the second best record in Major League Baseball. Ooh. Can the team?
Hold on, Durbin's OPS in June was 963.
Right,
that's like all-star level.
He's very good this month. Very good. Yeah. Do you believe it? That's the next question.
But he had a June.
I understand that the passionate Brewers fans want to see a World Series, and they want the Brewers to go all in. They have just the most ridiculously loaded farm system. That's a whole nother conversation of they now have 6 top 100 MLB pipeline. They have 9 top 100 Baseball America. They are absolutely loaded and should totally consider throwing some guys in a trade.
They have the tools which to use to get current Major League talent.
Absolutely. A lot of people wanted a Tarek Skubal type move, right? And I don't know how I would feel about messing with the starting pitching that is just ridiculous right now.
It is.
Brewers starting pitching is unreal.
But Skubal makes them a better team.
Absolutely.
Depends what you have to give up for it, but he makes them a better team.
Absolutely, he does. And going out and getting a bat, I would love to know what's the available situation for a bat, because there is not really a whole lot of third base shortstop available.
Right. I mean, the third baseman I'm looking at, Caminero is not available. Muncie's not available. Vargas is not available. Young is not available. Okamoto is probably not available. The guy is Isaac Paredes. Like, he's the guy.
And the Brewers have been linked to him before.
Right. And he's not great. He's good, but he's not great.
No.
He does have, let's see, he's got 11 home runs. His OPS for the year is 763. He's good. And then everybody else has an OPS less than that, less than league average. So, yes, better than what Ortiz and Hamilton are giving you, but still not great. not great numbers. Like there's nobody great that just bounces off the page. A regular third baseman who would obviously be the guy you want.
Jeff in the 414, Brewers play 162 games. There are going to be a lot of ups and downs hitting-wise. Woody is back, hopefully for good. Henderson and Hall soon. Pitching will be awesome. No trades needed. When will Texters realize defense wins championships? Joey.
It doesn't, though.
Simba
it doesn't.
Port.
In baseball, defense does not win championships.
No.
Or they would have won last year.
Home runs win championships.
Right. So Zach Neto, would you look at a kid? He's hitting 227. His OPS is 775. He's got 18 home runs, though. Brooks Lee from Minnesota, would they give him up, or is he still
sting him, by the way?
Of course.
But
I mean, he's only 25, so they probably have a couple more years of control there.
I know there's a caller we've had who's like big Zach Neto, a Milwaukee guy. I can't remember his name.
We talked about that a little bit last year too, didn't we?
You got 3 years of arbitration after, so you do get some control. I don't hate it. I don't hate the move by any means, but you got to look at also what the direction of the Brewers are doing. So what I just don't see how it happens when they sign Cooper Pratt to a long-term extension. Mm-hmm. I do believe that Cooper Pratt is going to be up with the big league club the entire rest of the regular season, no matter what.
Yep.
If he plays like this and continues to, the offense struggles and the defense is there, maybe there's a chance he doesn't make a playoff roster, but I do think he's here for the regular season. Now, a 3-year control shortstop, when you just signed Cooper Pratt to this extension, I just don't see the Brewers doing it.
All the guys who are texting in who are saying, like, you guys are idiots, but, Ortiz is not that guy. We literally have been saying that this entire time.
Correct.
We agree with you.
Yes.
Ortiz is not the guy. Yes, we're excited about that he hit a home run 2 nights ago and that he had a 2-run single yesterday. That was a chopper. That was barely a hit. We get that. We get that Ortiz is not the answer at third base. He's not the starting third baseman either.
No.
Okay? He and Hamilton are platooning and are probably not the answer to win a championship, to win a World Series. If they won a World Series with Pratt, Ortiz, and Hamilton on the left side of the infield, they would win it in spite of them, not because of them. They have great speed and they have great gloves. They are not good hitters. The Brewers do need something better. But to say that like, oh, Hader was an all-star and that broke the locker room, but Ortiz wouldn't. No, Ortiz would, okay? Ortiz is on this team. We're not saying Ortiz needs to start. We're not saying Ortiz is great. It's just fun that he has had 2 good games in a row.
And I root for him to play
well.
And
they won those games.
And I root for him to play well.
Right, that's all.
He's on the Brewers. I'm rooting for him. I completely understand the people who are not Joey Ortiz guys. He's got a huge sample size of Major League Baseball. He's maybe not the guy. But it is fun when he's playing well, because I would say the same thing about Greg freaking Jones if he was on this Brewers team right now. I root for the Brewers. I root for the Brewers to play well.
And if you tell me that the Brewers are going to get one of these third basemen who's good, who's going to make the team better, and Joey's on the bench.
Sure, cool.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. We all agree.
You find me a Brewer or a trade candidate that'll come to the Brewers and hit 18 home runs in his time with the Brewers. And done. Cool. Yeah, great. Right. Awesome. Joey Ortiz, thank you for your service. But that hasn't happened and doesn't look great to happen during this time.
Correct.
So I'm going to root for Joey Ortiz until he stinks again, which could be tonight. It could start tonight.
It's how I feel about Garrett Mitchell. Every time I want to buy a Garrett Mitchell jersey because his name is Mitchell, he does something stupid. And then 2 days later, he does something great. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to buy a Mitchell jersey. And then he does something stupid. You know who never does anything stupid? Camille Davis. She's going to talk to us about Ousmane Dieng and LeBron James and everything going on in the NBA. I feel like the Bucks are already like 3 players over their roster number. So I don't know if they're going to sign anybody else or they have to trade Kuzma or they're going to trade Miles Turner. We don't know what's going to happen, but Camille is next.
from the 4-1 closer and bullpen, then this team won't win in the fall.
Yep, you don't need all that. You don't need a starter or a bullpen right now.
Well, they don't need a closer or a starter.
Right.
They'll need an extra arm. And, and the Brewers have scored the 4th most runs in baseball.
Right.
The 4th most.
Tommy.
Yeah.
If Brendan Sproat is in the bullpen, do they need a bullpen arm?
Ooh. Well, Drowan will be in the bullpen.
So will Sproat. Because you need 4 starters in the playoffs. And you've got Harrison, Miz, Woody, and Henderson. Everyone else is in the bullpen. And Chad Patrick all of a sudden looks like Chad Patrick again. Do you know this song or are you just grooving?
Just grooving.
I love this song so much.
Well, I know the I know.
I saw Far Side in concert with
I did. You know what? If you'd gave me multiple choice, I would have guessed Far Side.
Okay. They opened for Insane in the Membrane. Insane in the Brain. Who like
Dr. J?
No, stop. You know who'll know? I bet Camille Davis. Joining us now on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. Camille Davis, great friend of show. Camille, I know you're feeling the Far Side.
I am. That's a classic song right there. It makes me feel like I'm a kid back in the 90s again. Like that song makes me feel good when I hear it.
I mean, I was in college, so not exactly a kid, but that's cool.
I was a cell.
Who does Insane in the Membrane, Insane in the Brain? Cypress Hill. So I went to see Dane County Coliseum in Madison. I went to go see Far Side, I think 311 and Cypress Hill. And I remember, I don't know if I can share this. I feel like the statute of limitations is up. Before the show, we were driving to the show, and it was weird because our car was filled with a kind of smoke. I'm not really sure how or why. But I wasn't a seasoned partaker of said
sage
situation. And we were listening to the Fuji CD, which was like on all the time back then. And there's in between 2 of the tracks, there are police sirens on the track. And I freaked out. I mean, I'm in the backseat, like freaking out, like looking all around. And my friends could not stop laughing.
Unfortunately, me and Camille are not surprised.
No, not at all. Somebody writes in Cypress Hill thing.
We got it.
So I just had to share that story. Not sure how family friendly or PG that was, but it was PG-13. Like, we understand how Earth works these days. Camille, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Just trying to stay cool, figure out what's for lunch and all those things right now at the moment. So I can't complain.
Heard. Yep. It's hot out, and then we got rain coming this weekend. So we got to avoid the raindrops on the 4th and with all the parades and fireworks and all that sort of stuff. Well, fireworks, I don't know that I'd exactly call the beginning of NBA free agency fireworks. I mean, Kawhi got traded. LeBron not going back to the Lakers is kind of big. But let's start with Ousmane Dieng, who I was a little nervous when I saw the first news that the Bucks were not like they were not going to just pick up his option. But then 3 years, 17.5. Like that seems like a pretty decent deal for the Bucks for a kid who played, 11 points, 4.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists in limited games last year when he came over from the Thunder.
Absolutely. And on top of that, the 3rd year is reportedly a team option. So John Horst knows that team options are on the table. It doesn't always have to be a player option in that last year, but I think it's a great deal for both sides. Initially, when the news came out that, they were rescinding his qualifying offer and making him an unrestricted free agent, a little nervous there, but the Bucks did do something very similar last season with Ryan Rollins before they brought him back into the fold. So I continue to have hope that Ousmane Dieng would be returning to the Milwaukee Bucks, and he is. It's just nice for this point where the Bucks are, where they're trying to figure out who could be, franchise cornerstones, who could be guys they want to continue to build around, to bring back Dieng and just see what he can continue to develop into, because he showed flashes. There are still things he needs to work on in this game for sure, but there were enough flashes where you I want that 6'10" wing to come back to this team, and let's see what he can continue to become.
Absolutely. Camille Davis joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. So with that, I mean, I feel like the Bucks have 16, 17, 18 guys on the roster when you can only have 15 when the season, and granted, not everybody who's on the roster is going to make it.
Right.
But we're still kind of waiting, like, is Kuzma going to be traded? What are the Miles Turner rumors? what are some of like as you look at the roster today, do you expect Kuzma to be gone? Do you expect this to be the roster? I know they got a couple trade exceptions in the Giannis deal, so there is some money for if they made a trade for somebody with a little more salary, or if a free agent actually wanted to come to Milwaukee, which we don't see that often. What do you expect over the next 24 to 48 hours, if anything, in terms of the Bucks making moves?
Yeah, I think over the next 24 to 48, it probably be pretty quiet for the Bucks. The only thing that's kind of hanging in the ether in that regards is what happens next with Gary Trent Jr., because there have been rumors that he could possibly be returning to the Milwaukee Bucks on a multi-year deal. And if that is the case, that would make me believe that there was some type of agreement agreed to last year, when he signed the lower figure saying, if you do this, we will make it right for you later on.
Right.
So if that does happen, I would be led to believe that's what's occurring for them with that, because the roster makeup, Gary Trent Jr. just doesn't really seem to make sense when the Bucks already have like 6 guards on their roster.
Agreed.
So
I'm not
moves
here for
have to be made still.
Yeah, I think that's right, and I agree that wouldn't surprise me at all with Gary Trent Jr. in terms of last year. He seemed to get way underpaid, but he did not have the season he nor the Bucks would have wanted him to have, and so I would not be happy if they brought him back on a multi-year deal, because it's just not needed. It's just not necessary. Yeah. It's not what this roster needs. I know that like Gary Harris opted in. It's like, another guy that they really don't need Gary Harris on this roster. Oh, you're gonna push back on that.
I'll push back on that a little bit, because Gary Harris is not someone who I would project to be anything but an end of bench type of guy.
Okay.
And I'm here for the youth movement in Milwaukee. I want the young guys to play as many minutes as possible, but you do still need some vets on your roster to kind of help these guys understand what it means to be a professional.
So hold on, Camille. Thanasis. Just bring back Thanasis for that end of bench veteran presence.
I think that ship might have sailed down south a little bit there, but Taurean Prince opting in surprised me, because I just thought maybe he would want to try to play for a contending team. But him coming back as another vet for this roster, I'm here for it, because from all indications last season, even with him being injured, he was around a lot, and he was somebody that the young guys really looked up to. So TP being on the roster, I'm cool with. Gary Harris, I'm cool with. TP might actually find himself with some playing time, but I would still think not as much as, what you would see from Jaime Jaquez if he's still on the roster, or even a Kyle Kuzma, who, as more time goes on, I would not be surprised if Kuz is on the roster opening night, just in large part too. It's an expiring contract for Kyle Kuzma. So if you aren't able to move him, it's going to fall off your books at the end of this upcoming season anyways. Of course, you would love to get assets back, but if you can't, that is what it is. If anything, and they're trying to get more assets for players, you're looking at Tyler Hero, you're looking at Miles Turner, and a name that me and Justin have kind of thrown around a little bit on Locked On Bucks is like, keep an eye out on AJ Green. If there might be a market for AJ Green, because his contract is pretty reasonable at about $10 million a season. A shooter. I could see a contending team.
People love shooters.
Wanting to add that to the mix. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Camille Davis joining us here on the Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. All right. So your reaction to LeBron James not going back to the Lakers, and is it Warriors, Cavs, Heat? Or do you think anybody else gets involved in this?
My reaction was, it makes sense. It felt like that team was transitioning to be Luka's team as is, but I do find it interesting that the Lakers wanted LeBron back, and I can understand why you would, because he was their nominal, power forward, could play some small ball 5 for him, and he's still at the age of 41, a very productive player.
He was 23, 7 and 7 this year. That's
unbelievable.
That's real. Like, that's not like, he's just an old guy who's hanging on. Like, he's literally averaging 23, 7 and 7.
The man can still hoop. He can provide value wherever he goes. So I think the 3 teams you listed, Warriors, Heat, and Cavs, are the 3 to really keep an eye on. I think if LeBron wants to get a little crazy here, I am curious, because he said money doesn't mean anything to him. He's not doing it for the cash. He'll take a lower figure. If he ends up somewhere like San Antonio, where he goes to the Spurs because they need that power forward, that could be interesting. Denver, is interesting to me as well, with them kind of scrambling right now and trying to figure out what that next move could be. Minnesota is a team for me where it's like that could make some sense to me. Miami makes sense of like, hey, he played there before. There's Giannis and Bam down there. I can understand the appeal of that. There's an appeal of going back to Cleveland and, playing where you started your career, ending it at home. But for me, what I want to see happen, I want the Golden State Warriors. I want LeBron to go to Golden State. If DeRozan gets waived by the Kings, I want him to go to Golden State. I know everybody's going to be like, but the hell, they can't really be a contender. There's too many health questions. They're not my team. I don't care. I want to be entertained. And I guarantee you there will be an entertainment factor with seeing LeBron and Steph teammates, even at this point in their careers, because to the point of what numbers that LeBron put up, Steph is still putting up some numbers. I would love to see the expendable Warriors come out and just see what they could do. I just think it would be really, really fun more than anything else.
Camille, what about the Kawhi Leonard deal? I mean, you understand that obviously he was the face of the franchise in Toronto for a year, but you're talking about a guy who plays like 40 games a year. You're giving up all the draft capital, Grady Dick, and who's the other guy that won the deal?
And Brandon Ingram.
And Brandon Ingram. Yeah, that was the money way that they made it work. Like, I know, like, Toronto probably feels like they're forever in debt to Kawhi Leonard, but that deal just felt like a severe overpay from the beginning of that.
If they get the Kawhi that we just saw this past season, that's a deal they'd probably do 10 times out of 10, because last year Kawhi actually was pretty healthy and he was having one of the best seasons of his career, where it felt to me like, is Kawhi still a top 10 player? Like, is he still up there? It was the kind of year that Kawhi had. But again, there's always going to be a health risk associated with bringing Kawhi aboard. But when you look at Toronto and what they have established so far with this new culture and what they're doing, honestly, swapping BI for Kawhi offensively, it still works. Like, if anything, you're getting a more efficient bucket with Kawhi than what you had with BI, who's more of a gunner type of player there. You're going to get more defense than what you got from Brandon Ingram there as well. And Kawhi might not be the same claw defender that he was, 5 years ago or so, but with what is around him, with the way Scotty Barnes is emerging, with some of the scrappy guards that they have, like, he doesn't have to be. I think it's a great fit for Toronto with Kawhi being there. And Grady Dick was somebody who kind of already fell out of favor in their rotation. And BI, again, he's a bucket. He is a bucket and needed every single bucket from him last year. But now you get Kawhi in his place, who's going to be a more efficient bucket, not creating shots for others as much, but he's going to be able to get you some buckets too.
Anything else around the association that you're keeping your eyes on in terms of whether it's free agents or potential trades, names for us to pay attention to as kind of, as Giannis now a member of the Miami Heat, the East looks a little different, and the West all trying to figure out how to defend Wemby.
Yeah, there's a few things for Bucks related. One thing I'm keeping my eye on is what happens with Jalen Duren in Detroit. There have been just
talking about Kings, and they're talking about some of the West Coast teams there.
Yeah, the Lakers were in there for a while, but they just went out and got Walker Kessler, so that's probably done for them there. So if it's a Sacramento thing and he does want to go elsewhere, Sacramento would mean that Sabonis is coming back, and it's like, okay, I think they take a step back. But if there's another destination for Jalen Duren, although Detroit seemingly does not want to get rid of him, but if some way they do, if he does end up not being there, I would look at them as a low-key spot for a Miles Turner trade as well.
Okay. Yeah, because they lost Isaiah Stewart also, right?
Yep. So if you lose Stewart and Duren in the same offseason, that's going to be a bit tough for you. So that's a team I'm keeping an eye on. A lot of things that I'm watching are like, could any of these teams continue to strike out and then call Milwaukee and be like, hey, interested in Tyler Hero or a Miles Turner? And I think Detroit should still kind of be looked at as a possible Tyler Hero spot. I don't feel as strongly about that as I did before after some of the moves that they've made with their guard core, but Tyler still provides something different they don't currently have. So that's one for me. And then also just, I want to see how things end up shaking out for the Celtics and if Jaylen Brown ends up being there or not after the disrespect it feels like he took.
8 to 10 teams, right? That was the report this morning, that they're still talking to 8 to 10 teams about him, which
Yeah,
means
because it doesn't feel like he can come back at this point with how this summer has gone.
Camille, the Miami Heat, they are a top 4 team in the East. True or false?
Today, I would probably say, because I do think Detroit will probably take a step back. So I don't know about
Boston,
Detroit.
New York, Cleveland, then who? Toronto, Atlanta, Philly,
they're there.
Miami.
I want to give respect to the Pacers. If they are healthy and bringing everybody back, I think that they will make their return back into the top 6 of the East.
Okay.
But Toronto, I think Miami's going to be around that 5-6 line of that's where they're probably going to be. So they're going to be in contention to be a top 4 team, but I don't know if they actually finish as such. I have to see how they continue to build up that roster. They still need more shooting down there, but we've seen Jimmy Butler carry some Miami Heat teams pretty far in the playoffs off the strength of him going like Super Saiyan and some role players stepping up and having good coaching. I have no doubt that if Giannis is put in that same situation, that he could also do the same thing. So I think they're close to that line, but I don't know if I would put them top 4 directly yet.
Camille Davis, Locked On Bucks, also Pack a Day Podcasting. It's kind of a quiet time. Like nothing's going on with the Packers right now. So what's on your mind? You know, it's still a ways till training camp. What's like, are there any storylines that we should be actively following right now? I guess besides like, when's the Josh Jacobs news going to happen?
Yeah, that's the big one right there. I'm not sure if I would say there are any active storylines, but one thing that I've started doing some digging into for an upcoming Pack-A-Day episode is around perception of the Packers and certain players on this team, because it still feels to me like Jordan Love does not get the proper respect league-wide that he deserves.
Tommy, you want to second that?
I second that.
Like, people act like he's like the 15th best quarterback in the league or something.
But that's the Packers' fault also, Camille, is a part of my take, where it's just they do not give him the keys and they do not create expectations for him that he needs to have.
I think that's fair. And this might be one of those seasons, especially with the things going around Josh Jacobs, and we don't know how that's going to shake out. Maybe this is the situation where it's going to be a force, like let Jordan throw, like just let him throw the ball and see what continues to happen with that, because the talent is there. If you got Tucker Kraft back healthy, you now seemingly have an understanding of hierarchy in your wide receiver room, which I think should clear up some things as well. Like this could be a big year for the passing game. It might be because they have to, but it also could just be like, hey, we have guys healthy in roles that they understand, and we are going to utilize them in ways that we did not do enough of last season.
I don't know if you saw Monday night, but I was really, I really enjoyed Reigns and Rollins.
Oh yeah.
Like I just think when they are in the ring together, it's magic. Like it's just like their chemistry is electric.
I was doing like free agency stuff like while Raw was, so it was kind of in the background. But when they came on the screen, I like just closed my laptop and was like, let me just take this moment to actually pay attention and watch this segment, because I agree, they're money. But you know what's not money? Obafemi not getting his title shot at SummerSlam, and instead it's a match with Brock Lesnar. Like
I agree, but at least he will go down as the guy who retires Brock Lesnar. Like he's going to win. I know, but the money got involved, and so they made Lesnar. They had already had it under contract that he was going to wrestle at home in Minnesota, but now Oba actually gets to retire him, and Oba will be a champ at some point. Like the problem is nobody can beat him. So if he fights a champion, he's going to be champion already, and it's almost too quick, too soon. He's still Oba. I mean, he's still the ruler.
Yeah. I just assumed the way that they would actually play it is that Brock would cost him the King of the Ring, and then now you have beef.
I thought that too. Right. Yeah. I thought that too. That would have been more creative. I'm guessing Brock didn't want to get on that plane though.
Probably.
Yeah. Because Riyadh, that's a long trip. Camille, thank you so much. I enjoy your 4th weekend, and we will catch up soon.
For sure. Take care, guys. Be safe. Stay cool, and all the things.
Keep all your fingers.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, watch those fireworks.
Yes, exactly. Have a great weekend. Thanks, Camille. Camille Davis here on the Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call. That's all. She is the absolute best. You're listening to the Mason Crosby Show. Tons more. Jocko's coming up at 1. It's the Mason Crosby Show. Thunder and Tommy.
Were you trying to get crazy with this, eh? Don't you know I'm loco?
This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Tommy Orts with you. Again, our thanks to Camille Davis jumping on. The guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. One call. That's all.
Did you see the text that came in right before the show started? It's one of our regulars, and I got to make sure that I get its name right because I know it's one of our regulars. I think it was Tommy and Dallas. Yeah.
I bet 7 Brew doesn't serve double shots of Mitch. 1250 does, and I'm here for it. Might regret it later, but you only YOLO once. Let's go.
That's awesome.
That's
a great
awesome.
text.
Thank you,
You
Tom.
only live once.
That's right.
You only
yes. You only YOLO once.
What's the what? Like, there's another.
You
example
only buy one BOGO once.
BOGO.
Yeah.
Do people know BOGO like that?
Yeah. Buy one get one. Come on.
Because Sparky, I feel like, asked us that, and I think
what's BOGO?
No. He says if he says BOGO, will people know that?
Yes. Who doesn't know BOGO? Come on, 414-677-1250. You know BOGO. Everybody knows BOGO.
I think it's a dying acronym.
No, I don't think so. I think it's here to stay.
When's the last time economically you've seen something that's BOGO? It just doesn't exist in the economy anymore.
I heard I heard a Target commercial yesterday on our air, I believe, that said BOGO 50% off. So buy one, get one, 50% off. So not buy one, get one free, but if you buy one, you get the second one 50% off. So BOGO 50% off. By the way, Tommy in Bayview, who said, I don't understand how any adult could actually watch WWE, but I also do know anyone who can watch any TV show or movie ever. Like, it's all scripted, okay? Like, we know. That's what, but that doesn't make it worse. Like, I watch A Few Good Men. I know it's scripted. I know Shawshank Redemption's scripted. I know Star Wars is scripted. I watch them all, just like I watch WWE. If the writing's good, it's good. If the writing's bad, it's bad. Why is that hard to understand? Like, Seinfeld, scripted. Friends, scripted. They're all scripted. I like all these things.
The Mason Crosby Show?
Not scripted. England now beating Congo 2-1. Not
put
scripted.
My head down.
I know.
Happened?
Keep your head up. Head on a swivel, bro. Jocko to talk about Sean Eichhorst, new athletic director in Madison. He is next. Weather on the Fan, brought to you by Milwaukee Area Napa Auto Care Association. 92 degrees, feels like 100. That's slower than Miz, but it's still really hot. Extreme heat warning until 7 o'clock tonight. Stay cool and hydrate.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
Scuba. Having too much fun on the Growth Law video stream. If you're not watching, you should be. Shout out to our friends at Growth Law. If you're injured, Growth gets it. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Tommy Wirtz here with you on this absolutely beautiful Wednesday. I don't know if I'm happy that England won, but I'm really excited to watch England v. Mexico in Mexico City on Sunday because it's going to be lit.
Hey, you know
for
what?
That matchup. U.S. playing tonight, bro.
Yeah. What are you doing? I don't like this. I had a joke coming in, and now I feel like the punchline's ruined.
Nah. You got it.
Have fun and work tomorrow on Saturday, England!
Suckers! Oh my God, we're back again. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Tommy Wirtz here with you. 414-677-1250. Tommy and Dallas, yeah, I stole the you only YOLO once line from Workaholics. Glad you guys appreciated that one. I don't know Workaholics.
I feel like I've been recommended that show as much as any show I've ever been recommended ever, and I've still never seen it.
Ted Lasso.
That's up there.
Mm-hmm.
That's up there. And I'm a big Apple TV guy now. I'm a fan of their products. Love Studio.
Yep.
Love Shrinking. And I gotta get to Ted Lasso. But what Workaholics is Netflix?
I don't know.
So. Hulu?
Well, what?
There's too many streaming services.
I'll bet you could look it up while I'm talking to this guy.
Oh,
the best hair in the biz. Joining us now on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. Our good friend Mike Jocko. Jock. How are you, my friend?
Scuba. I am fired up. How are you guys? It's good to talk to you. It's been a while.
It's been too long. Honestly, I could go one day without talking to you, and that's too long. I could talk to you every day.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. I love you. Thank you.
Same, right back at you. All right, so I don't know where you want to start. I guess Sean Eichhorst is where we to start. Do you know him? Did you have past dealings with him? Have you had current dealings with him? I know that Nebraska fan doesn't necessarily love him because of how everything went there. But what are your thoughts about having a new athletic director in Madison?
See, I thought we were going to, when Tommy reached out to me this morning, I thought we were going to talk about the new Culver's patch.
We will get there.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it
because it's exciting. But I know I don't know him personally. I know a lot of people that know him personally, and from all accounts, when I first heard Thunder that they were hiring Sean Harcourt, it was kind of like you wanted this home run hire or this huge name that was coming to Wisconsin, or Barry Alvarez was coming back. So something that makes you kind of jump up and down, do the scuba, that kind of thing. But the more I look into it, the more that I read, the more that I see what he's done. I like it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It's one of those things where you get a 3-star recruit and you say, well, see me in 5 years. Let me know how it goes. Or you get a 5-star recruit and you get, you come back in a couple of years, you're like, dude's not a 5-star recruit. But I'm hoping that, the Badgers got this 3-star recruit as an athletic director, according to some people, and that he turns out to be 5 stars. I think if Mike Riley does better as a head coach at Nebraska,
sure.
He may still be there. There was, people were kind of put up with Bo Pelini,
right?
And the way that he was, it reminds me a little bit of Paul Chryst. Like a lot of people wanted Paul Chryst out, and then Luke Fickell came in, and things didn't go as planned.
Be careful what you wish for, right?
Right. And so, like everybody's calling for Bo Pelini's head. Bo Pelini gets fired. They bring in Mike Riley, who was the big name at the time, come save our program, and it doesn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what, that's the one, I think one of the bigger things. Obviously, there might be some smaller things that went on behind closed doors in Nebraska, but everybody was pissed at Sean Eichhorst for Mike Riley not being able to do his job. Right. So, everybody wanted Bo Pelini out. I wouldn't say, I think Bo Pelini wanted to stay. Sure. Him and his cat, that he brought, but everybody was calling for Bo Pelini. It's not good enough. It's not good enough in Nebraska. Well, let's bring in the next big guy. Let's bring in Mike Riley, who again was the hottest coach at the time, and it doesn't work out. And that's unfortunately for Sean Eichhorst, that's his fault. But you hit or miss by your football coach, and that's may have what happened to Mac. As far as that goes, he escaped to go work for the Big Ten, and I say escaped. I mean, he got a great job, so it wasn't
of course
he's working.
But he
down
also
the
escaped.
street.
He also two things can be true.
Escaped, yeah. But I think I'm holding. As much as I see Nebraska fans ripping on the hire, I see a lot of Wisconsin fans. Not very excited. I'm excited to see what it brings. It does bring some of the Barry Alvarez back. The Barry Alvarez era still.
Yeah, and I wanted to bring up that,
large.
Jocko. Is that good news or bad news that he's kind of a disciple of Barry?
To me, it's one of those things where, like, if it doesn't go well, then you needed somebody not in Barry Alvarez's corner. If it goes well, Barry laid the foundation. This is one of his guys. He's doing great. We're glad he's back. That kind of thing. So. It's one of those things we'll see. And I just think that I do like it. I like that the fact that, he was a Barry disciple. He knows what it takes to win at Wisconsin. And this job at Wisconsin isn't what it was, last year, the year before, just because of the changes that continue in college football. I think that with that being said, his last job was at, the powerhouse of football, one of the powerhouses of football, Texas. He was the COO. He saw what goes on behind what it takes to make a successful program in the football world. He's already got a stable of coaches. We're talking about Luke Fickell, but besides that, you've got Mike Hastings, you got Mark Johnson, you've got tons and tons of other, Greg Gard has done an amazing job with his team. You've got a women's basketball that's doing well. Obviously, women's volleyball with Kelly Sheffield. You got a stable, he's got a stable of great coaches. Obviously, the Luke Fickell, it depends on this year how it goes. But he's coming into a good situation. But the situation changes every single day in college football, in college basketball, in the world of college sports. So I think he's hopefully learned, what he did wrong in Nebraska, how things can change. and he makes good at Wisconsin.
Mike Jocko joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. So what does this now mean for the athletic department, football program, men's and women's basketball, men's and women's hockey, women's volleyball, all the other sports? Like what was being held up, if anything, that can now move forward? What type of, is it a breath of fresh air, or is it business as usual? What's next now?
I think that's why they maybe shied away from hiring within the department. I was really pulling for Marcus Sedbury, who is the interim athletic director at Wisconsin, a great guy. I knew him from both of our times in Arkansas, and was happy to see him when he got hired here. He was my, I'm not sure how much of a chance he got, but I was pulling for him. He did a great job in the interim after Mac left. But I think, Thunder, that where do you move from here? What changes? I guess that's something for Sean Eichhorst to figure out. What has been slowing things up. I just think that it's all about fundraising now. It's all about getting NIL money.
Good point.
And I think if you're the COO of Texas football, you've learned how to get as much money as possible. It's obviously maybe why they look for somebody with Wisconsin ties, because he already knows some of the big donors. They know him. They know what he can bring to the table. And obviously, I wouldn't, have any doubts that some of the bigger donors may have had a say in who comes to Wisconsin, just because they're the ones flipping the bill. So, or footing the bill. Flipping the bill. I'd like to flip the bill to somebody else. But
I love that.
Somebody else,
But I think this is footing the bill. Yep.
Yes. So you want to take, what you've learned from those other places, what you've done poorly in the past, and then learn from your mistakes. I just think that you needed somebody with Wisconsin ties, with a little bit of ties to Barry Alvarez, because he's still the king here in Madison, and you go in that direction. I just hope that he's learned, enough to continue to keep going. But I would say, what changes have been made? I'm sure there are small pieces of the puzzle inside of that program that need to be fixed or need to get better. And that's for him to figure out. But I really think that this job as athletic director, you think back in the day that they were scheduling games and who they're going to play next. Now it's a job about raising money and seeing how that money fits for not only football, but for basketball and for hockey and volleyball and women's hockey and down the line to make everybody happy. And, and that starts with getting money first. So that I think whoever they brought in has to be somebody that can make money for the university and then distribute it, in the parts that belong.
Mike Jocko, Jocks joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. Jocko, is it kind of weird how the order of operations of hiring has gone now for Wisconsin, where a general manager gets brought in for the football program before an athletic director pops in, and they still don't have a chancellor? Like, don't all of these have to work together in order to make this engine run a little bit? And the order, like, you would think it'd be maybe reverse order of how this hiring process should have went.
Right. You would think that they would have waited for, the new chancellor to come in, but I honestly don't know how far along that is in the process. And a general manager, did they need one that fast? I think they replaced Marcus Sedbury as soon as he took the interim role, and maybe they had somebody in mind already. So, and I think that maybe it has to do more with Coach Fickle and who he feels is the best fit for that spot. So it's still up to him as far as that goes. But you would think they would have waited for a new chancellor, but I think that maybe in the end it was more about Barry Alvarez wasn't on the committee. But he's playing a hand, right? I mean, like they'd be dumb not to include Barry Alvarez, who turned the program around. And I know that maybe the people want to maybe move on from Barry Alvarez, but I think that a successful program was built here. He knew how to build it, and I know that it's I just said that the landscape has changed. It changes day to day in college athletics. But I think that Barry Alvarez should still have a say in, maybe what goes on within the program, because a lot of those people that are still hanging on as far as the donors go are friends with Barry. So, I mean, like you need somebody from that era to kind of keep things going. If you change a total different direction, that may blow everything up. So, I just think that the way it went about, it's different. But how far along are we in hiring a chancellor? And then you wait for the football season to start. And if you just still don't have an athletic director, then you're, wondering what the heck is going on. So I think that the process needed to move along. They had people in place to make that hiring. And hopefully when that new athletic director or when that new chancellor comes in, that they will have a good working relationship, because we obviously saw when you don't have a good working relationship with the chancellor, UW, things kind of fall apart, and that's where they kind of fell behind as far as the NIL goes. So they just need Sean Eichhorst to come in, make peace with everybody, and get going in the right direction together.
Jocko, I was ready to move on to the Culver's bit, but there was something I don't know. Is there any sentiment, and this is more like a public feeling in Madison maybe than the insider feeling with the athletic department, but is there any thought to maybe the university needs a clean break? Like Barry was the king in Madison for so long, and he listen, what he has done, there's no debating. He moved Wisconsin from point Q to point A. Like they were in the dope. They were terrible. It was awful. What he and Pat Richter did will never be questioned or bemoaned or anything. But is there any groundswell? Like you mentioned, like all the donors are his buddies. Like maybe they need new donors. Like where are the rest of the people who went to the University of Wisconsin? Like there's got to be dozens of millionaires who went to Wisconsin who aren't necessarily insiders with the athletic department, who don't necessarily like that it's just Barry and his insiders and his buddies, and that maybe it is time for new blood and new energy in Madison.
I agree with that statement as far as that it would be nice to see, but as far I love the old regime. I love Barry Alvarez. You're right. Point Q, it might even be point Z. If there's anything after Z, let me know. But he took it from where it was to where it is now, along with Pat Richter. You're right. But I just feel like, I'd love to see those other people step up, right? But the donors they have now, the guys that are making the biggest investments, are friends. Right. With Barry still. So I just think you need somebody within the program, and if it's the athletic director, then so be it, that you need somebody with ties to Barry for now, and eventually, when we're gone and when the next generation takes over and stuff like that, Barry will never be forgotten, but then you do move on. I guess, maybe this is the last one. If this doesn't work out, then they cut ties to everything and start over. But then where are you at that point? Then you go back to Z infinity, and you have to start over there. And if you don't have the guys that push money to the university, especially in this day and age, then you're really in trouble. So a fresh break, Thunder, yes. At some point it's going to happen, just because of where we're at.
Father time is undefeated.
Right. Undefeated. But guys that maybe work for Barry Alvarez, Sean Eichhorst worked for him for a while here at UW, and I don't know if he's necessarily truly one of his guys, so to speak. Like Mac was his dude, right? He's the one who brought him in. He played for him. He kind of helped set him up for success at UW, and that can be debated. But Barry set him up. Sean Eichhorst worked for Barry. I wouldn't say he's one of Barry's guys.
No, and he's been other places as well, for sure. Yeah,
yes, and hopefully learn from everything that has gone wrong. And you want to take. I just thought when I took over as sports director of places that I wanted to take what I've learned from the guys that I work for, take the best from them, and then even take the best from me and leave the worst stuff from me behind and try to be better at each job. So hopefully that's what Sean Eichhorst does when he comes here.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the news we found out yesterday. The Culvers and Badgers agreement, the jersey patch on football, men's basketball, men's hockey, as well as on the floor, at the Kohl Center at the Kohl Center. Terms obviously not disclosed. What's your reaction to this partnership? And is it true that Culver's is going to change its logo to red instead of blue now?
It would be nice, right? It would match a lot better, but it certainly does stand out. I think, again, in this world of college sports, you need all the money you can get. Obviously, that was probably true before, but now with NIL and such and things going that way, you kind of knew it was coming, and you were hoping that it'd be an iconic Wisconsin product that fits on that jersey. And it does it stand out a little bit? I saw, again, I read too many comments on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram where I'm like, oh, this dude's full of crap, and somebody was mad that it was blue and it turned the most iconic jersey of the Badgers hockey team into crap. But I was like, dude, that looks like all I see is, Culver's on that jersey should have, instead of the S at the end, should have dollar signs on it because it's just bringing more money into the university. And that's what they need, in this day and age. So I think it looks great. You couldn't pick a better, I was kind of hoping for Cops. Big fan of Cops,
not exactly a statewide brand though.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm disappointed in that, Cops, you could add the S with the money sign as well. But Culver's, I think, represents everything. Quick Trip might've been in the mix as well. They certainly do a great job of sponsoring American Family Insurance. God, they've given money to the Brewers, Packers, Bucks, and Wisconsin. It's all over the place here. So I think they've done their share. So Culver's time to step up and get that patch, and it stands out. Some may think it's a sore thumb, but it looks like a beautiful butter burger to me on those uniforms and some cheese curds too. So I think it looks great. I think whatever it takes to get more money to get, where we're at. And unfortunately, I wish we didn't have to keep talking about it. I think I've said money or how it works out, and the college sports has changed 100 times here, but that's where we're at now. And if Culver's need to be a patch on the uniform, so be it.
So does this, as a Badgers fan, where does this go in the terms of are the Badgers, do you feel on the right path in terms of raising the type of money to be competitive on the football field? And I'd say the basketball court and volleyball and hockey and all that, but really on the football field, how much does a partnership like Culver's go toward that? Where we've seen the recruiting during this offseason. We all hope Fickell turns it around. We're not confident that he'll be able to do that, but do deals like this make a big enough difference that we can have some confidence now?
I think it does. Anything helps. As far as money goes. Whether it goes to, most of it's going to go to football, but it keeps volleyball happy. It keeps Mark Johnson happy with the women's hockey team program, hockey program. It keeps Greg Gard happy. And I don't think he's working with as much money as, the Dukes and Kansas and all Kentucky's and all those teams. But it generates more money. And I think whatever helps now will help in the future. Do I think we're at a good spot? I really do. I really truly feel like Luke Fickell has brought in a great recruiting class and it brought in some guys off the street, as far as that goes too. As far as, new players, he's finally got a quarterback that I think can do something at Wisconsin. Pray to God that he doesn't get hurt, in the first game or second game, because Luke Fickell's been snake bitten as far as his quarterback goes, but I truly believe that this program in general is headed in the right direction, and the football program's in a good spot. I really wish that Fick would have seen how good the Wisconsin players are before putting, he wanted to put a fence 400 miles around Madison when he should have just put the fence up in Wisconsin. Now he's getting guys for the 2027 class. It looks great. I hope he's around to see that come to fruition. But I do think, Thunder, that things are going in the right direction for UW, and hopefully Sean Eichhorst leads them back to all the promised lands, I guess.
Yep. Jocko, we're just about out of time, but I got to give you a minute to talk about The Miz. Is The Miz must-watch TV for you?
Oh, God, yes. You know, I'm going to the game tomorrow with my two sons.
Nice.
And you know, it was one of those things we decided a while ago, but when you hear, you know, it's like Miz is pitching, you're like, yes. You know, like, not that the rest of the gang is, you know, the rest of the pitching staff they've been doing great, but Miz is must-watch TV. When they're on and he's pitching, you know, I think when he's not pitching, you kind of go about your business, but, you know, and come back, because baseball's like that. But when Miz is pitching, you want to see every single pitch that he throws, just to see how great he is. So looking forward to the game tomorrow. I'm looking forward to what Miz can continue to do. And if we're praying still about, you know, the Badgers, then we're praying about Miz and his arm, and it stays healthy.
Absolutely. Mike Jocko, sports director, WMTV, NBC in Madison. Jocko, thank you so much for taking the time today, and we'll catch up soon.
That sounds great, brother. Love you guys.
Love you too, bud. That's Jocko joining us on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call. That's all. Tommy in Bayview hates Luke Fickle. It's official. This is the Mason Crosby Show.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Julie. Huh? Julie.
Hey.
Huh? Guess what day it is? Julie. Huh? Julie.
Who's Julie?
Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
Mitch Nellis.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Guess
I
what
have
day-
a
guess what day it
question
is?
for you.
All right. Before you ask me, I have a question for everybody. 414-677-1250. I want you to text into the Nicolay Law Talking text line. Where are you watching the U.S. men's soccer game tonight, if you are? If you're not, feel free to say that you're not watching it. If you are watching it, are you watching it at home? Are you going to a watch party? I'm curious where people are watching the U.S. men's national team tonight, 7 o'clock kickoff against Bosnia-Herzegovina and the Appleton Messi.
Nice.
Thanks.
Okay, so my first question for you.
It's hump day, by the way, in case you're wondering.
There are multiple parts, multiple questions. Okay, so
Mitch, I got to ask you a question. First question, multiple parts, multiple questions.
Number
Dude,
one,
you got to get your ducks in a row, bro.
Number one,
yeah,
is rock climbing a sport?
No, it's competition. It's a race.
Okay,
I don't think running is a sport. Running is like running.
Track and field, not a sport?
Well, some things on track and field are sports. I don't know that
the 100-meter dash, not a sport.
I don't think that's a sport. That's a competition.
Okay.
Like you can win, and that's great. But I don't know if that's a sport. That's just running.
All right, next question.
I can go run 100 yards right now.
Next question, easier.
Okay.
How much do you love Mrs. Thunder?
All.
Okay.
All is the answer.
Would you climb to the top of the Empire State Building for Mrs. Thunder?
On the inside or the outside?
On the outside.
On the outside?
Yeah.
What do you mean for her? Like if I do it, she lives. If I don't do it, she dies?
Do you see this story that's going on right now?
No.
Well, go to Twitter, first of all.
I don't have Twitter.
Okay, well, go
all
on
right.
your phone.
I'm on Twitter, and I see, it's all Bart Winkler. If he hasn't tweeted about it.
I need you to type in Empire State. Just type in Empire State in that search bar.
Empire State?
Yeah, because you could type in Empire State Building, but everything's going to pop up. Just type in Empire State.
Empire State.
Because there is a couple who today has climbed to the top of the Empire State Building.
Now.
Yes.
2 people have climbed to the top of the Empire State Building and unfurled a flag on top of its spire. The unidentified people appear to be wearing masks.
So I have more information because the couple seen atop the Empire State Building.
They appear to get engaged on top of the Empire State Building. She's wearing a Batman mask, by the way.
Angela Nicolo, Ivan Burkus have climbed to the top of the Empire State Building where Ivan has proposed to Angela.
Something about the power of love is on the sign that they unfurled. When the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace. I can get behind that. I'm here for that.
I'm wondering,
do I love Mrs. Thunder enough to climb with her? She wouldn't want to do that. That's not her jam. Do I love Mrs. Thunder enough to go thrifting with her for an entire weekend and then spend a couple hours in a used bookstore? That's what we would do.
That's your Empire State
That's
climb.
our Empire State climb. is Goodwill and vintage shopping and thrifting all weekend long. Yes, I would.
I don't that's crazy.
Yeah.
Climbing. What was the event called when that guy climbed that one tower this last summer, or was that winter? When was that? Do you remember that guy climbing the tower in the Asian city? Where was he?
Yeah, it was on Batman.
But I don't know if did they free climb it? I assume.
I think so.
And they just free climbed the Empire State Building just to get engaged.
So apparently the couple released a Netflix documentary in 2024 called Skywalkers, A Love Story. They supposedly found love thousands of feet in the sky, illegally scaling the world's tallest buildings. Man, they're in really good shape, by the way.
Well,
yeah, Mrs. Thunder and I are not doing that.
No.
Just based on, I mean, I know.
Would you walk to the top?
I have lost some weight with MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. So if you want to check them out, you can. But I'm not these guys. These guys are nuts.
Nuts.
Yeah. But in the best way. Like, I love this. Love is love, bro. Like, I think this is great. I love this.
What is your Empire State climb for your significant other? 414-677-1250.
Paul writes in, I would like to watch it. Not sure what I will be doing tonight. If I was, I would be home. I'm spending time with my wife. I haven't seen her in a week. Paul, love that. Let's see. Crosby's, somebody's watching at Cropsy's in Green Bay. Scotty Tiffany not watching. We'll be watching the Brewers. 262 says, watching the USA game at Lou's Lucky Penny in Waukesha. 414, not Waukesha. Not watching it, won't watch soccer. I'd rather get kicked in the beans by an angry donkey than watch any soccer. That's Tommy in Bayview. That is on brand. Ryan in Waterford, I'll be watching the USA win from the Fox app. Did you ask about watching soccer? How much is someone going to pay me? $500 minimum. Guaranteed contracts must die. Greg and Franklin.
Greg, if someone gave you $100, you're making over $1 a minute watching that. That's
pretty good.
That's a pretty good wage.
Ryan says, Ryan, who was watching on the Fox app on my phone while I melt at my son's baseball game tonight in Mequon. Ryan, I will be melting at my, I'm coaching, but at my daughter's softball game in Whitefish Bay. We've got a little Cedarburg at Whitefish Bay, U12 girls softball going on. We were supposed to have a doubleheader. The earlier game got canceled. We decided 5:30, still the heat advisory warning going on. But by the second game at 7:30, should be a little bit cooler. The sun's going down. We have the luxury of lights, so we can play a game under the lights. We got that going on. 414-677-1250. I love that. What is your Empire State building? Tommy and Bayview, well, at least they're both criminals. I mean, they
What do you think the criminal punishment is for climbing?
I hope it's not too harsh.
Like the fine. There's gonna be a fine.
Yeah,
right.
That's fine.
Like what if a number, the first number pops in your head? What, $5,000, $10,000?
No, less. I think less.
Like they're not going to jail for that, right? If they just climbed it and then go down. Do you spend the weekend in jail?
I hope not. No, I like give them their $186 ticket and let them be on their way. That's what I want.
Well, okay. Like, I guess what I want and what I think will happen is different.
You think it's a lot bigger?
I think there is like a protest element kind of to this as well, which I mean, you have your right to do in this country as well.
Sure.
But could they hit them with like a vandalism for putting the sign up on the Empire or the flag up on the Empire?
You can hit anybody
building?
With anything.
Right.
There's no rules. Like you could do anything you want.
So I just wonder, I mean, first of all, Mitch, you have a great engagement story. It's not the Empire State Building. I'm sorry.
No, absolutely not.
It's and I will,
I did climb up the stairs on the outside of Mrs. Thunder's childhood house and snuck into the house.
Yeah.
So like and they are kind of like wooden and rickety. Like I did have to be careful on the stairs. They're not used very often. So there was the threat of like stepping through a rotted board.
How long do you think it takes to climb that thing?
Gotta be a couple hours, right? Gotta be a couple hours.
Gotta be. Interesting. Yeah. All I know, now we're gonna
you know a lot of things.
I don't
know.
Well, I was just looking at it. Daredevil couple.
Yep. And Angela Nicolau and Ivan Birkus. They were arrested after climbing. And they do have a 2024 Netflix. So I'm guessing they knew going in what the fine was. I'll bet they even told the police, like I bet they have an inside source that they gave a little heads up to. Like, hey, just a heads up, we're gonna do this. And so like we're gonna take our handcuffs and
King Kong already did that stunt. I'm not impressed. From Nick.
Wow.
Nice.
That's fair.
Just if you love is love. climb the Empire State Building for them.
England did beat Congo earlier today, 2-1. In case you are keeping track at home, England moves on. They will face Mexico on Sunday. Today we've got Belgium, Senegal kicking off at 3, and then the U.S. and Bosnia-Herzegovina. That is a 7 o'clock kickoff, and that one is in Santa Clara, California, home of the San Francisco 49ers. Tommy and Bayview, do you realize how much money they're waiting with emergency services having to be there? They're also hanging paraphernalia from it. I hope they sit. Is that
like go to jail?
Yeah.
Tommy, you know what? Just root for love and fun, man.
Right.
Root for love and fun.
Yeah.
Are they crazy? Yes, they're crazy.
Yeah.
That's confirmed.
But they're also professionals at doing this. And that's why I think like they had an inside source. So it's not like somebody who's suicidal who's about to jump off of a building. Yes, I think people know that they are doing this. And so that the authorities and the emergency services can all be prepared and not waste too much money while doing this. Tonight in Milwaukee, it is our Milwaukee Brewers taking on the Cincinnati Reds, game 3 of a 4-game set. Shane Drowan, 3-2 with a 3.12 ERA, facing Andrew Abbott, who's only a 3.90 ERA. He's not terrible. We'll see how Drowan can pitch in this one.
I really want Drowan to go back to the bullpen.
You really want Drowan?
I do. I just want Henderson back and Drowan in the pen.
Well, I want Henderson back too, but I want Drowan and Sprout in the bullpen because then I think the bullpen's dominant. I think the bullpen's crazy.
Divorced twice, rooting for love is too expensive. LMAO.
Well,
all right.
And Paul says it would have been nice to play the soccer games at Lambeau. That would have been awesome. That would have been awesome if we'd gotten.
What's the closest one? Kansas City?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing in
Chicago said no. Well, and I agree with Chicago. Like, not worth it. I think for a lot of these cities, they're going to end up losing their you-know-whats.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Just like all the infrastructure, all the police overtime, all the civil services that have to get taken care of. Like, local bars that are selling beer will do well.
Why can't there be a World Cup game in Wausau? Why not?
I would need to know where. Who
at the Woodchuck Stadium.
Oh my gosh, that'd be unbelievable.
It'd be awesome.
We will wrap things up here on the Mason Crosby Show. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis, aka Thunder. We are the Mason Crosby Show. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Tommy Wirtz with you. I don't even know what we were talking about, Tommy. Somebody wrote in 500 minimum, boys, and if it's Cooner Crosby, then 5,000. Were we talking about like how much we'd chip in for
to watch soccer?
Oh, to soccer. Okay, that's what it was. Okay, I couldn't remember. It was like, how much would you get your friends to chip in to pay your fine for climbing the Empire State Building?
Ooh, if
like,
I could climb the Empire State Building, would Crosby give me a $5,000 grant?
I don't think you need a $5,000 grant.
If it's, I wouldn't be surprised if it's $5,000.
You think it's $5,000?
I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. And between the two of them, if it's like $2,500 a piece, that feels very easy.
I could see that. I can see $2,500. Yeah. Paul says, I agree with you, Mitch. Both should be in the bullpen. We need a strong bullpen. Man, I'm telling you, you put Drohan and Sproat in the bullpen. Sproat's crazy right now. I just think like the movement on his pitches, and he's just got a different energy when the ball comes out of his hand. And I know it's not Miz, it's not Harrison, it's not Henderson, but it's just like I feel a vibe from him that gets me fired up. That I think Sproat could be dominant out of the bullpen. I think he's got enough pitches that long term he's a starter. But if this pitching staff is healthy, and Miz, Harrison, Woody, and Henderson can be the four who pitch in the playoffs, Sproat coming out throwing literal like pebbles that guys are trying to hit. I just get fired up about that.
Ooh,
I think
a little breaking news.
Oh, no way. At the end of our show?
The Giannis mural got vandalized.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Did it actually get vandalized? Because I know there were a lot of pictures on.
Yep, I got a WTMJ report on it here. Yeah. Oh yeah.
What is wrong with people?
Yep.
What are we doing?
That is real.
WTMJ radio or TV?
Radio.
Okay.
I know it's just from the Twitter page of that, just so I know I had the correct reporting. Old friend of the fan, actually, Adam Roberts.
Okay. I don't see it yet.
Type in Adam Roberts MKE.
Adam Roberts MKE. The Giannis mural in downtown Milwaukee has been vandalized. The vandal's tag has been blurred out. Oh, so they actually tagged it.
Yep.
So they know who it is. And it's just at the bottom.
Marzian also has the no tag images.
Okay.
On his Twitter.
Hey, newsflash, everybody, be better. Like, there's no need for that. Like, are we happy with Giannis? No. Are we happy with Haslam? No. Are we happy with Doc Rivers? No. Are we happy with Jim Ozarski? No. We're not happy with anybody in this situation. We don't need to vandalize anything. You don't need to do that. Let's be better than that. What do we got? Tomorrow I'm at Summerfest, and then you're at Summerfest.
Yep.
So I'll be there 1 to 4. You'll be there 4 to 6, 4 to 5:30. I don't know, 4 to something. Yep. And then Friday, Sparky will be back, and he'll be at Summerfest. So we got at Summerfest the next couple days, and it's gonna be fun. It's like let's come and have fun. It's gonna be hot. Let's drink lots, stay cool, stay hydrated, do all the things that you need to do. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis. We are the Mason Crosby Show. Go US. Let's get a win.